why it's, what is agile development is every time we can have a project in steps, right? And we want to check each other. William should be looking at your work too. Right? Tell them that you should be checking each other, and when you have something up there, it's not the latest one. You want to get involved, right? This is representing you guys. Ian's representing me, right? We're all not going to look good. Markers? Go scrounge down, we pay so much tuition and we don't have a marker. Can you go and help? Can you believe this?
What time did you get here?
We have to, I'm down, right? How much we're paying for this stuff, huh? Can't even get is this live? Okay, and you know what you may want to do, since we're gonna have people will see it later on, the chief security officer, so sit next to here, sit here, and then we'll see whether she wants us to record her or not.
And Lil Wayne here.
And then if she says something, then you can just judge her. You know how some people are, and you guys want to do this too? Grab the,
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
have it in front of you. Yeah. Okay. Just grab that in front of you and then. You'll better be doing the voting. Thank you.
Michael Jackson.
Is that the best one you've been here?
Next day is.
He's good. He's really good. And his voice is good.
Who you saying is better? No, I don't think so. Why not?
Alright, I'm done. I'm done with this conversation. You're a fool.
What do you think? You're waiting on Steve's one. What do you think? Yeah, so that's what you know what?
You guys are on culture.
Great. Was there for me too
You don't
long?
tell me the influence is the same. I get the influence. Drake dropped.
Literally at 6 o'clock when I woke up, so I got time. Exhausted.
Get in here, boy. Help me out. Help me out. We're great to talk about popularity. No, work. I thought you said you're saying I was a better performer too.
Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Did not say better performer. I said,
Read your shit.
you said who's better? You said who's better? We're gonna have that right now.
You guys are wasting my time. I really want to go to that. I really want to go to that concert. I feel like it was lit.
You would have to see the greatest performer ever.
I have a Ronnie's playing tonight, so we got
Imagine Michael Jackson. They're like,
Yeah, they have a song together.
I know he's family.
Yo, Bad Bunny was there.
Yeah, Bad Bunny was there.
Bad Bunny was there.
Bad Bunny was there.
I saw it. That was crazy.
We can see Bad Bunny with us. He's like, Drake thanked DJ Khaled, like, thank you for my DJ Khaled, like,
Bro, for the Travis concert, he was on floor.
Yeah.
On the floor. I'm walking with my boys. I'm like, walking with the Zord, but what was just like taking steps.
And then they would have like.
He's like, it's outside here.
He's so irrelevant, but he's bro, he makes himself beat.
Something like that.
Have you seen his concert? He only had like 5 songs.
No.
You gotta go with him.
Check it out.
Those people go.
I know, but like, his concert, he's just like coming out. I don't think it's
You know, or go to other sharing sites or something. How they do.
the stage looks sick.
Sick.
I mean, the Ferrari.
Gabriel Iglesias, you guys have to.
Right, but you know what I want to do, like,
Yeah, let's get it.
you want to straight up.
So they had him come up.
In the middle of a concert?
On stage, just bring out the basketball.
Drake's like announcing.
Yeah, he's over 250, slushed it, like nothing, like, he wasn't in there, like, he was 750, he wasn't there, just like, got it,
I would be too nervous.
slushed. He was just like chilling, nothing like high notes, like, took the three, like, the side of the backboard, everyone's like, oh, gets them off the half court, they're going naked, Bronny.
Wait, was it a plastic bag?
It's not a real half court shot, it's probably like a little farther than NBA three, but and then he was just like down.
Drake ran out. Had the money up.
Oh, you just want $27 grand.
That's pretty high. Dude, this hit the fuck up with Steve.
Yeah, dude, this is like,
Ever. But I thought it was if you miss the foul shot, you're done. You get three.
yeah.
It's not like if you make a foul, yeah. Just go. No, that's what I thought. You don't have to like shoot all. So
You're just freaking out.
freaking out.
I can't see the other day.
Maybe we should not ask for a one-on-one.
Wait, who did Offset?
It's funny with Cardi B, but
Can you lower the mic on the other end? So hopefully we can lower the mic on the other end.
Every time we walk out,
We're wearing like sunglasses.
we'll do the Offset.
It's so funny.
Lower my mic. Hopefully we can lower the mic on the other end.
I was trying to do that.
how much they cost?
I heard his voice.
Some people say it was all through what it
We go to course in Miami.
No, I've heard people say they're running. I thought they were
They're definitely hyped.
Oh, yeah. That's why it's good for them to start it off. Is they hype you up and then Drake can play.
They played like, they literally played every banger they had.
Almost actually it's going to do.
I saw, did he come up with a shot?
Yeah, he shot.
He didn't throw it up though. Yeah,
Please lower the mic on the other end. Please lower the mic on the other end. Thank you.
That's something Drake would post himself. Like, some caption
I
like
think
that.
it was like shout out to the Rico.
Michael Jackson was on.
They have to go out. Imagine Drake came out with the glove.
Drake did some Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he was doing
Better than
it. He's sad, like, what do you think?
He did the thriller. He sings
No, he's sad, like that. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. It's like, big genius. It was like, no, it was like a famous one. It was like, high notes. He did. So that could be it.
Let's go to correspondence.
He did it to turn. He fixed it out.
Yeah, it was black. He had a hat on.
With the hat.
Yeah, did like a lean on
Right now. Drake is the best. Drake is the best performer right now. He's sold out. He's sold. If LeBron came back and more people at the Drake concert.
No.
Like the same, they sell out.
I really think so.
Drake is the Zon. Drake is LeBron. Drake is
Always talking about LeBron.
Drake is LeBron. Of music. No matter where he goes, it sells out. No matter where. Like
No matter what song comes out, bro, it's
Look
fine.
what he sells. He'll sell out right there. If Drake comes in Wyoming, it'll be like.
No, Drake's I bet you. Bring out the hats.
This is really nuts.
Let's get
I think Drake's more of a Steph than LeBron. More of a what? Steph than LeBron. He's a showman and he sells out arenas, but he's not the best in the game. Who's the best? Who's the best?
Don't say Steph's better than LeBron. I'll leave right now. Get up and leave.
It depends on what he's talking about. If he's talking about street, but Drake is no rapper. He's a rapper. Drake's not a rapper. He's like R&B. But like, nah. He has pop songs that aren't rap. But he knows he's not the best rapper.
Okay.
That guy's a goat.
Yeah, he had to use it. That's
That's a freak. He hung out in the street house. That's a weirdo. 65 years.
Riding the roller coaster.
Okay, folks, welcome back. How are we doing? All right, so today I've gone through some of your websites and your projects, and we need to, it looks like everyone in your group doesn't look at what you do. Number one, what does that have to be? It has to be a clickable link. I do not want to have anything, right, on any of these go down, right? So for instance, group 4, that needs to be clickable. Group 5, I don't need to tell you that, right? Go down. 9. The rest done, and group 13 is not clickable, right? Go down. What else is missing? Right, and then group 15 and Cody, I don't see anything on yours. At all of your link, it needs to be done. Okay, let's go to the top. All right, and go to yours. Why don't you go to yours? Okay, so basically what needs to be done, it looks nice in terms of his descriptions on the student rideshare and transportation services. It looks nice. Let me go into mine as well. It looks like, what's missing? So tell me what you need to do next. Because in agile development, what is the whole purpose of agile development and doing the next stage is that you have to concretely tell your group what's the next steps. And have to, when you meet again, you have to be able to do that. So, what's your next step that you need to do?
we have to find a way to connect the students that have similar schedules to find each other and contact each other.
Okay, so what is your idea to do then?
There's a section on here that you can book online. My idea is that drivers will put available slots that they can drive on that book online. It's like a calendar, and then you can just come on the website and pick one and book it, and then hopefully be able to text them and kind of finalize it on.
Okay, so let me just go back up and let me do it as well. So one of the things, put this in your notes, folks, those of you that want to speak to your neighbors, please, okay, text it. So basically, when we come back not next week, but the week after, what are we doing? What's the plan? Shannon, what's the plan when we come back?
To continue our projects.
But it's to do presentations of your project. So put this in your notes. One of the things that you're gonna need to, in order to present, I'm gonna have a number of groups. Let me just do this. Let me go to the audit area. Let me go to the laptop and let's see if you can see me. Can you see me? Okay, so, okay, so I can see it. So, everybody put this in your notes, what you need. I have how many groups? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, do me a favor. Nick, do me a favor, put for group 13, which is Nick, AJ, Chad, put yourself as 12, and then William, go ahead and put yourself as 13, and Cody, put yourself as 14. So I have 14 groups. I want to divide them up in 7 and 7. But if you're a group in groups 8 through 15 that do not have class right on Monday, right after that 6:30 spot, you can be right after this. So I'd rather have more groups on Monday present, and this way you can get more time to get feedback from it. You understand? So what do I want for the presentation? You should have some kind of PowerPoint. Let's put it up on the notes here. You need to have some kind of PowerPoint describing in detail everything with your group names, right? And everything in detail, and you can get even more detail in your PowerPoint. And within your PowerPoint, then you can have the links to your website that are clickable, right? Of course, we don't want to have any links that they're not clickable. Somebody has to copy and paste. You want to have your links in there. You want to have also not only to your website, but to your app design. And what I want you to be able to do in the app design.
I think the cheese here.
Okay, so what we can do in terms of the app design, I want you to be able to do the app design to show it, even if it's not complete, but you can show the screens that are available to it. Then there should be another section for limitations and what's going to be in the future. So for instance, it may be the beginning screens, for instance, of what you're doing in terms of setting up the riders with the drivers. You have the screens, and then you need to work on, for instance, the database behind it. There has to be, and you can even show examples even of that it want to be similar to the setup for ride sharing. There are other ride sharing programs out there that you can do it. And then your website should be complete and actually showing what, I just don't want, some of yours that I was looking at, it was, you still, when you look at it, you don't have a good feel for what am I actually doing. Show actually examples, or show even diagrams of what we're gonna do and proposal. And the ones that we can do. So for instance, welcome to the Revolution Study Buddy, right? Looks a great device. Follow us. If you have follow us in Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and so forth, you should have then something that backs it up. When people click on this, it shouldn't be blank.
We're in the process right now.
Yeah, but I'm just letting you know, okay? Everybody understand what I just said? So if it says Facebook, you don't want somebody coming to your website and then it says, oh, it's not available. So if you have something up there, then you want, if you don't have it, then remove it. But if you have like, and it'd be good, you can have the beginnings of Facebook, of tweeting and so forth. Okay? Then also, I'm just picking on one, where I have this, and then get the app. Once I get the app, then you're doing an app, and then it'll be a design for the app. You can have like a URL or something here. Now this is, you just made this up, winner of the best new app. You guys, did you make that up?
Yeah.
Don't make up stuff, okay, even though it is. Let's make it real, okay? Let's not make it fantasy, you know. I can make I won beauty contest too, okay? So in this case here, you know, Miss America. So in this case, when you're doing this, so say wanting to, you know, do this. So make it in terms of really what you want to do, rather than stories. Because what I want you to do is that somebody can invest in you. And then they say, I don't want to invest in you if you're making up stories. These are great ideas. So you got some great ideas. You don't have to make up stories about them. Okay? But it was, but it looks nice. It was put so you can have it. Any other, so let me just move to here. So let me just quickly go through it. What else? Did somebody have a question before I continue? Let's get your name tags out. By the way, so everybody understands. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to try to do it. We'll try to do, if we start at 5, we should be, that's like, we'll do approximately like, think about like an 8-minute type of, 7-minute, 8-minute presentation of showing all the things. I'll give you the feedback. You have one person in the group jot down all the issues that you have, where I'm going to give you feedback on it. We'll do another Agile, but you should have most of this done that we can do this, okay? And it's the same way. Let me just open a new window just to have a quick thing here. Explore the B Cloud. Any comments of what we want to do with the cloud services? And then what's the next step? Are you going to do an app? Then you have the clicking for the app. Questions?
Do we have to do an app?
Who was asking me? What group are you?
What's it, I think 12, 11?
Okay.
11.
11, okay. It would be desirable, so what are you trying to do? Introducing the future of real estate, the future, what we do, our technology, meet the team. So are we going further than this?
As far as what?
Explaining what we do, our technology.
Like
What's the
we
next
said,
step here?
I mean, creating the presentation, I don't know how we would make like an app out of it, you know what I mean?
So what I could do is maybe I would add more to your PowerPoint.
Alright,
You know, of adding actual examples of what this is gonna look like.
okay.
You know, of going, what I wanna see is detail. This is not, I wanna make it clear to everybody, this is a good start, but then it's like, where's the beef? I don't know, and especially concepts like this of blockchain, you know, these little things that, what are gonna be the steps? What is gonna be let's say the buyer of the real estate, the seller of the real estate, what are their steps? You may wanna do like a diagram, you may wanna do a little video to bring it out, like, to explain that when I finish with this, I can really say, hey, I wanna invest. And I can bring you actual programmers to do, you know, the back end, but we have something to invest, or we're gonna do a token, or I have someone, right? We can get Katya Fisher or Justin, you know, Wales to come in and start being our attorneys, right? Or if I'm gonna do face recognition, yes, Michael?
What are you gonna be grading for this project?
I'm gonna be grading a number of things. First of all, what I'm gonna be grading is that if you're presenting something like a website, that everything is working, all my links are doing, that you're succinct, that I understand what the problem is, and that I see a solution to that problem.
So if we do a PowerPoint for a presentation, do we not have to worry about doing a website?
No, I wanted you to do the website, plus a PowerPoint,
Okay.
both. But things that you can't, the overview of the PowerPoint, then, a lot of the things that you can't explain on the website, you can put to the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Do you understand? I'd say the PowerPoint would be the beginning of your presentation.
Okay.
You know, of introducing your group and what you plan to do. And then, once you talk about other things that are not part of your website, you can put in the presentation. You may, and then things that are missing, like for yours on the blockchain, when I look at it, it's still difficult for me to understand what is it actually happening.
We're gonna put like diagrams.
Yeah, diagrams, things
and
like that.
Step by step.
Step by step of what's examples of what it is. That I can say, Michael, with your group, I want to invest. But if it's so hazy and so fuzzy, it sounds like everything else. It looks like I don't want another scam artist. And you're not scam artists.
Yeah, we're not.
Right, so, and no one is in this class, so we want to be, because this whole area, you know, it's easy to get, we just don't want money for money's sake, right? We want to be able to define what the problem is that, and we understand what the problem is, we may not have the programmers, we don't have it all complete, but I know I'm already giving Michael, I'm giving the details that somebody can take this on. I can prototype it, that I can now give it to my programmers. But my programmers, they wouldn't even know what, you know, we can hire all the programmers in the world from around the world, and guess what? We won't be able to continue. Because they don't know what to do, right, Michael? It's so fuzzy that they don't know what to do. So the more detail-oriented you can be, the better. So that, and the presentation should be that everybody's involved and that everybody knows what's happening here, and that everybody has made a contribution to it, and that you've done your homework, right? You're prepared, right? Spares is the idea that I know that we've checked each other and we've done the most comprehensive we have, and there may be areas in which we say these are our limitations, or this is what we want to do in the future. And that you can even recognize where are the weaknesses. But you know what your competition is, you know what's available already.
Yeah.
Does that help, Michael? So
Yeah.
you can say that I've given an articulate presentation where everybody understands my proposal.
So like an A-level project would be a project that has a presentation good enough to get funded.
You can think about that. That people could basically, I would say an A project would be that I understand what the problem is. It's an important enough problem that it's not trivial, and it can get funded. Doesn't mean people get funded with not completion, right? That's why I want funding. If it was complete, I don't need a lot of times funding, right? The execution. And we have a limited time frame.
Yep.
Right, if we had more time, the next step could be, now we want to do a prototype. Now we want, for instance, to take a small group and bring them into the study guides, right? Yeah, come on in. Take a seat, wherever you'd like. Yes, Cameron, do you mind? Yeah.
Sorry, just because we're in the same group, so we should make, as well as a PowerPoint to explain everything in the website, we should make an app also?
If you can, yeah, to make a little, I would make an app of a
little
prototype.
preview, like it's a work in progress.
A work in progress, that you're gonna have, you'll have the screens, right? You're not gonna have, you won't have the database.
We'll take pictures of
You
it.
won't have the back end, but you'll have the front end.
Okay.
Because now everything's mobile, right? The advantage of something like Wix, when we're doing Wix, the advantage is, at least that way, that it's mobile ready, right? When you view it on your phone, you don't have to make adjustments on that.
Okay.
Make it as complete as, my goal for you, Cameron, is that when you go out, whether it's internship, whether it's jobs, they say, Cameron, you know, I'm an accounting major. Well, there's thousands of those.
Yeah.
What can you do? I'm more than just reading from the book.
Okay.
these are my ideas, here, this is my link. This is my app and this is my link, and I can go with it.
Okay.
And if you want it, I can articulately speak to you, anywhere in the world, about my project.
Okay, sounds good.
And then you can be proud of it, you have something to go for. Questions? Dylan, what's up? We got the idea here? And with yours, let me just finish with that, and then we are graced with a great speaker tonight. What group are you? Group 9. What are clients here? I don't understand.
It's just something we threw in.
Okay, so let's not throw in, okay? So go back to that, with your site, it was really hone in, what do you guys wanna do? Really give it, almost like a catchy title in the beginning of what is the problem and how are we gonna solve it? And then come up with founders, not the client stuff. Be proud that you wanna show off yourself,
Yeah.
not fantasy. Okay? And then we go, what else? Who else? Is there anyone else? Let's do this. After our class at 6:30, I have my health information systems starting at 6:30. At 7:45, we're gonna have the head of urology come in, and he was in my class too. So he took health, IT, same thing with he did the project, and he's gonna start a men's institute, and also he's gonna do a startup on his own, and he's bringing a colleague. So he knows already the drill, right, of showing it. So if you want to, you can join me in that class at 7:45, and after that class is ended around 8:30, I'll be available till the end of the night, till you need it. So if you guys wanna come back to me, you can come back to me and get all my feedback. Anything else that we wanna do? Question, yes, Shannon?
So for Monday, our website, like the look of it has to be good and it all has to work, but it doesn't have to be like complete.
It doesn't have to be
But our PowerPoint has to like explain everything. and where we're
everything of where
going.
you're going, right? And then we'll talk about what do I want for the final,
Yeah.
your final project is due the day of the exam, which is what did we say, the December 12th, I think,
Yeah.
something like that, right? So everything is done, so we get that agile development that I know step by step. But what I would view it as, let's try to get it all complete by when you present. The more you get complete, the less you have to worry about, and it's complete. But everyone else that is viewing it, you can give even someone else to look at it and they say, do you understand what's happening here? And if they don't, even show it to your parents, right? You're doing something, that they're paying all that tuition, but you're actually doing something. They'd be proud to see that you're actually doing something. Send them the links, right? And say, do you understand? Do you have any critiques?
Got it.
Got it? That they can come, yes.
And the presentations are not starting on Monday, but on
They are
Wednesday?
starting
Oh, starting
on
Monday,
Monday.
okay.
The presentations are starting on Monday, and what I'm saying, those groups from group 8 to 15 that don't have class at that 6:30 spot, stay in and present then too. That way we can get more out of that. So on that following Monday, we can do a complete review for the exam, and that following Monday, I can even add additional comments and remarks. You can say, hey, look at what we did further. The next step for that agile development.
Okay, so the presentations are pretty much our agile development of
Yeah, but
the
it
project.
should be your agile development. It shouldn't be that I'm gonna have to be critiquing.
Yeah, of course.
Simple stuff, right?
Yeah.
That I can see, right? That you didn't even look at it yourself.
Mhm.
That you know that there's problems. Okay? What else? Yes? No? Perfect. Okay. So, lo and behold, that's who I am. I am just so pleased. Huh? Really? Okay. Also, the exam,
So,
thank you. The exam, it will be the last chapters, but you know what I'm gonna cover again is security. So you remember those chapters that we covered on security? And I always wanna bring in, from our readings, what's happening in the real world. And guess who we have? We have our Chief Information Security Officer for the university that's joined us. And let's tell her respect.
Good evening.
So you want to introduce yourself? Where's this at?
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you guys?
They don't want to be looking at their phones and their laptops.
Oh, yeah,
They wanna
put
have
them
your
upside down.
Yeah, just, okay.
Oh,
By the way, her presentation is on our PowerPoints and Blackboard. Okay.
okay. I'm Teresa Simmons, and as Dr. Rushnick introduced me, I'm the Chief Information Security Officer at AVP here at the University of Miami. My job is to keep our information technology assets, resources, and users safe. Sounds simple enough, not so simple. But anyway, I'm gonna ask each of you to give me one word that defines information security. I'm gonna pick that guy who's like over there.
He's our, one of our best students.
I bet he is.
He's just tired from
One
tennis.
word that defines it,
Or what do you think of when you hear information security?
technology.
Okay. What?
Safety.
Safety?
Safety.
Safety, good word, good choice. Jacket.
Protection.
Protection. Okay, what do you think of when you do information security? What do you have to use to protect yourself?
Passwords.
Passwords, give me another one. I know you guys all have to use it if you log into Canelink. Dual two-factor, right. And do you all change your passwords once a year? Do you all change them to something that's hard to guess?
I forget.
I forget, it's so hard they forget.
Okay. Guess what? You can pick up your phones, because I have a job for you.
Okay, everybody pick up they all have their phones.
Let's go to this one. And
Go get your phone out.
how many of you have, do you guys all have like a personal email address for the most part? Okay. How many of you use it to do online shopping, online banking? Okay. How many of you are confident that has never been compromised? Right, I want you to go to https://haveibeenpawned.com.
Okay, they also have your, okay, you want me to go into there?
Sure. Do that. I had it working.
Oh, no.
So what you want to do is type in your personal.
I have been pawned, right?
Would have been
Yep. Right there.
Have I been pawned?
Yep, that's it. So what you want to do is put in your email address.
Good news.
What's good news?
I have not have any pawnage found.
How about the rest of you?
2.
Two. Now it shows you where you might have been compromised.
I'm
And
trying to
can
find.
we put our, UM?
I got pawned on that one.
Okay, let me see.
See, your teacher's being.
Oh,
7 reach
Thanks.
sites.
All right,
It's all your students.
right, if all my students have been hacking me. All those that didn't get an A on their project.
Now, how many of you are putting Abler, John the Ripper against her?
Right, okay.
Okay, let's go back to.
The PowerPoint.
Okay, the second one is, how strong is my password? So you want to go to howsecureismypassword.net.
So I wanna do, how secure is my password contact?
What you would do is put in, you can put in your Miami password, your personal email password. And then I'm gonna pick on some of you to tell me how strong it is, cause it'll tell me how it can be cracked.
Now, are we concerned,
You should be.
Teresa, that I'm putting my password here and that they may be capturing my
They
password?
should, you should be encrypted, this is encrypted wireless, you're on secure teams.
Okay,
Mine takes 90.
so,
How quick is it to crack yours?
I was still being crafted on it.
What?
I didn't do it yet because I was suspicious of it.
I think,
I gotta give you points. How about you, Stu?
Mine said 400 years.
Awesome. How about you?
400 years.
400 years.
400 also.
What?
There actually has some points in
what did you get?
there.
Right, what did you
93
get?
trillion.
93 what?
800?
I got 204 million.
204 million.
A tough one. Good.
Okay.
All right. How about you?
6 years.
6 years? I think you better strengthen it, huh? How about you?
Something like 400 or something like that.
All right, so we'll go on to the next one. All right, we have 2 teams. We're gonna play Jeopardy. And Dr. Rushnick, she's gonna keep the score for us.
Okay. Okay,
Darby,
right, okay,
2 teams.
okay, so I'm gonna put 2 teams.
What's the name of your team? What? Yep, we're gonna make
We're
a
getting
team. We're
2
gonna play
sides of the
Jeopardy.
room? Okay, we got the right side and the left side, okay. What's your team called?
Okay, which one's right? This one's right?
Yeah,
Okay, what's the name of your team?
the right side. Isn't it? Winners.
What is your name?
Losers.
We got the winners and the losers, not losers.
No. How about
Winners.
the orange team and the green team?
Okay,
Does that work?
okay,
All right.
okay.
So, what I want you to do is we're gonna start, your captain and your captain.
Okay.
Pick a number between 1 and 100.
99.
At 47. So your team's gonna start. So pick a. Where are you at there?
I'm right here.
Like, click start.
Start. Okay.
Whoops.
Am I going too far?
What did we get here?
Why can it be harmful to store personal information?
Okay.
She already clicked on.
If anybody knows the answer for anything, go whoop and we'll and answer it. Why can it be harmful to store personal information on your phone, such as social security number, medical records, passwords? Yes. Because your phone can get stolen. Let's see the correct response.
You didn't do it in question form.
Right up here.
The space bar.
Space right there.
Oh, Facebook, okay.
If devices lost or stolen, perfect. So
Okay, the
But they-
price is
the red
also-
team 1, or the orange team gets 1.
Okay, so what do I?
Whatever it was, you got there.
was us.
Okay,
Get
so
plus.
team
Didn't make the sound.
Well, there. Go back a
It was a
little bit.
300-point question.
one. I just got by 3.
Let it go. All right, let's go to continue.
Cheating.
There was mobile security for 300.
Okay, it
Why we
was?
gotta win.
Yeah.
Okay,
There.
all
Now go to
right.
continue.
Okay, where's my continue? Okay, all right. Okay,
Okay, again, pick a category.
my categories are passwords, phishing, mobile security, computer security, and social media.
Pick an amount in a category. You in the black top. What?
Social media.
For how much? Social media for 400.
Okay.
What types of information do third-party games on social platforms access? Who's gonna respond? Which team?
What types of information do third-party games on social platforms access?
Yes.
Brenna.
Your phone?
Followers.
Your followers? Okay, hit reveal correct
We
response.
get the points if they get it wrong.
Yeah, you lose points.
Names, friends, photos, status updates.
I wouldn't give it.
So it would be, so we'll give
So,
it to you.
mine.
That's-
What?
Hey.
Nice.
Hey, well, you guys better step it up on that.
Hey.
I didn't call you losers for
This is a
nothing.
rig.
All right, back up to continue. Come on, guys.
Okay, continue, okay. All right, next. Who's next?
What did you say?
All points went down. There was
Well, you need-
Didn't
There you go.
700, okay.
All right. We'll be fair and go over here.
Yeah, let's go over there,
And
okay.
you're the
All right, computer security 400.
computer security 400.
This is a cute game.
What is the danger in using a built-in browser password manager? Okay. Good, I like that.
Someone can take your computer and go on that browser if your computer's not computer protected and just steal, I don't know, access your account.
Okay, let's find out. Correct response. Passwords that you save into a browser password manager can be viewed in plain
That's good enough.
text.
Yeah.
All right, team 2, 400.
Yeah!
I'm biased.
All right, continue.
Okay, continue. I'm on the scoreboard.
Okay, since you won, we get to pick a category and amount.
Okay.
All right.
Captain?
Whoever wants to pick
Fishing
one.
400.
Fishing for 400.
Okay. What information can be stolen by a phishing attack? Financial. Which one? Okay, you guys gotta be loud.
All the above.
All the above. Okay.
That's always the answer. That's always the answer.
All right, now we're getting, okay.
I like this.
Okay.
Don't get too.
That's a
All right,
competition.
all right.
Everyone. Continue.
Okay, I'll continue. All right.
Okay.
Next,
I'm
go to
over
the
here.
other side.
Passwords for 300. What is the recommended length of a password? All right.
Okay.
8 to 10 characters.
Find out.
8 to 12.
8 to 70.
All right, over to the next team.
All right.
If
Let's
I'm
go.
yelling, I apologize.
I'm kidding.
Fishing 300.
What was it?
Fishing 300.
Yes, we like fishing.
How do you identify a phishing email? Okay, who act?
Fake stuff.
No.
Fake stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Citibank is like email you, emailing you, but it's like some hackers like.
How do you
Okay, they're
identify?
pretending to be somebody
Like,
they're not.
It's not authentic, I don't know.
Not authentic email address.
Fear techniques.
That's definitely right.
It's able to exchange your password in 24 hours. We delete it.
So, do we give it to her?
We're taking away.
Oh. Whoa.
Hey, you It's a double. We're at 500 right now.
Continue,
There you
guys
go.
gotta get your toes.
Okay. Okay, next, continue. All right, on the other side. Greta.
Social media for 500.
Social media for 500. Can you list a couple security flaws with Instagram? Okay. Who quacked? Who quacked?
I don't know.
Oh, all right, Greta. Come on, I gotta have at least 3.
Okay, so location, they ask you for your phone number, I guess.
So, okay, so if you're playing the games on Facebook, what can they take from you?
They send me your name, your pictures, your friends.
See what we got.
Platforms provide information to other people by default, so you have to go in and manually change
No,
the
no,
security.
no.
So we have to take away.
Oh,
Negative 100?
Oh,
Which team is there?
400.
Yeah, 0 now.
There you go. Negative.
All right.
Continue.
Your-
Okay, next.
This team, green team.
computer security 500.
Computer security 500,
Oh,
wow.
you guys played. You're high rollers.
Some money.
Okay.
Gets stolen.
You walked away from your computer meeting at online. What can happen to your computer sensitive information on your way?
It could be stolen and used against you, and you could have all your money taken away and like everything stolen from
All
you.
your
So
Bitcoin
Let's see
taken
how
away too.
correct.
All your Bitcoin.
There you go.
Computer can be stolen. Be uploaded, passwords can be stolen, and many other problems. Okay, so that's
Oh, wrong
team two. Wow, team one, my winner.
Team one, let's go.
Okay, right.
We're late bloomers over here.
Scoreboard. Okay, what's next?
Social media 300.
Social media 300. How can tagging people in social media give away potentially sensitive information?
Yep, I got her. You got a beep.
Beep?
Okay, Greta. What?
I don't know, I'm just giving some chances.
Okay, go ahead.
Someone that is like potentially dangerous will find someone else's profile through the tag.
See. Tagging people in posts can potentially give away information to other people such as full name,
We'll be nice.
phone number, the location, and friends.
300.
Okay, 15. All right.
Whoa, whoa,
No?
Easy does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
Up to 200 here.
right, okay, perfect. Okay, next. Next.
Mobile security for 400.
Mobile security for 400, I don't see any 400. What tool should be used to find your device if it is lost or stolen?
Find my iPhone.
Find my phone?
Not
Well, like
everybody.
LoJack.
I can find my something.
Okay, let's see what you got here.
Android device manager, or find my
She got
iPhone.
it, guys. Okay, I'm gonna have to go over here.
Okay, so this is team one.
That's fine.
One.
Okay,
Hey.
okay. All right, continue.
Guys, you're up.
Okay, why don't you give someone
I'll
else?
go right.
Cody, you wanna pick one?
Oh, you can pick one.
Sure.
then. Yeah.
Alright, passwords for 400.
Passwords for 400. Why should passwords not be simple?
Okay, which one's gonna answer?
Well, they're easy to guess and easily hackable.
Okay.
That was a giver.
Words like baseball is a passive construction matter section. Wow, okay, continue.
All right,
So it's 600, 1400, let's go to this side then.
okay.
Oh, okay, Vanessa, let's go. Pick one, pick a topic.
Yeah, passwords 500.
Passwords for 500. Which of the following passwords is the strongest?
Okay.
They're not making
D,
sense.
okay?
We'll be back.
D, okay, so this is team one, perfect.
Whoa! Over here.
Okay,
The girl with the pink lettering on the black shirt. We gotta go back to this.
yeah. Let's go. Kelsey,
Computer security 300.
okay, computer security 300. How do you keep antivirus software as effective as possible?
Wait, is it the hand up or the
What?
noise?
Updating the software?
Ensure the software's updated and scanning your computer regularly, okay? Okay, wow, a tie!
Wow.
Let's make this the last one for the tie.
Okay.
All right, everybody ready?
This is for
This
the
is gonna break the tie.
Go for the 100.
Alright.
You.
Which one?
Me?
Yeah. Sorry.
Alright, so, fishing 500.
Oh, roller. Woo!
What should you do if you receive a Okay, let's have one both say. What do you
Delete
think?
it.
Huh?
Delete it. Delete it. What do you say?
Not open it, delete it, and block the.
Let's see.
Oh, God.
Ah,
Delete.
if you clicked any links within the email message, make sure you change your password. Scan your computer. Monitor your accounts to ensure that they're
Everyone,
for
come
any
on.
of
Maybe we can give it to them both.
Okay. All right.
One more.
Okay, one
You
more.
chose, so you guys choose
Where's
them.
the daily double?
You hiding in the corner.
Okay, so let's go to continue.
Mobile security 500.
Mobile security 500. Why is it important to download application from trusted sources only?
Yes, it.
So they don't get hacked.
Avoid virus. Avoid viruses.
Come on, elaborate. Let's go.
Let's elaborate.
That's not a right
You don't get
answer.
viruses.
Incorrect.
Okay, the other side.
Who are you?
Okay.
Oh.
Because untrusted sources could have like the hacking software.
Did you get it?
Let's see what we got.
Downloading application from non-reputable sources puts you at risk for obtaining
I
unwanted
said, so you don't
malware
get hacked.
that controls and takes control of your device. Or steals it.
Okay. Called hacking software, malware, or should we make it
One more.
Okay,
Okay.
you guys didn't get either, but we're not gonna subtract points.
Okay, continue. Okay, what's next?
Over there,
Okay.
I thought we were
you,
doing the law.
the one that was up here earlier.
Social media 200.
Okay, social media 200. Timmy posts a status and it says, I'm going to Miami at 3:26 and my flight will be at 10.
Someone
What's
goes-
wrong with this
Someone
status?
robs his house.
What?
He'll get robbed. His house will get robbed.
His house is empty, they know, people can look and know
And
that
he's all, they also know where
he's
he
out.
is.
What?
Get
You
robbed.
guys have the same answer?
Yeah, and he like, he doesn't know privacy.
Timmy is letting everyone know when he's
Timmy,
not
Timmy,
going to be home, so Timmy himself could be victim to an attack.
One more.
Okay, one more.
We all right?
Okay. All right. This side.
This side. Greta,
I'll go with, password 200.
passwords 200.
How can you make passwords more like?
Adding uppercase, lowercase numbers, characters, symbols, and making it something that's not like personal information.
And not repeating people.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
we have to give it to him.
Okay. He won.
Why do we not get to that?
Okay. We got a cool, chief information security officer here. Okay, so what would you like to leave with them that they need to
Well,
know?
let's go into this.
Okay,
Yeah, let's go back. We were talking, oops.
that was Jennifer. Okay.
What we were just talking about is for each of your accounts, a lot of you do a lot of online shopping, you do a lot of online banking, you go to CaneLink, you select your courses online. So when you're doing this or when you're going up on social media, each account should have a unique username and password. You shouldn't rewash your passwords, for lack of a better word. They should all be different. And the same with your usernames. For example, when I do online banking, my username is nothing related to my email or my real name. It's only something I would be familiar with. So you want to make it hard.
And you don't want to relate questions to my pet family. Remember how they do those security questions? What's your pet?
We're coming up to those. Yeah, you don't want to use your pet, you don't want to use your mom's maiden name, you don't want to use where they met. I hate that. I hate having to answer. You do want to set up challenge questions. So in case you would forget the password, or somebody seems, maybe they lucked out and guessed what your username and password is, or whatever, but they have to go through challenge questions. This is kind of like a two-factor authentication type thing. Make sure it's something that only you are familiar with. I mean, everybody knows what your favorite color is. Everybody knows what your favorite sports car is. Everybody knows what your pet's name is. Everybody knows who your BFF is. So it's gotta be something that's only related to what you are familiar with, okay? Let's look down. So what's a good challenge question? Like I said, it's something only you're gonna be familiar with. He's thinking, where are the bodies hidden? Okay, so how connected are you? I'm going to pick on some people tonight. How many connected devices have you got in your dorm room or on you? Two? That's it? You don't have a game box or a smart TV or Alexa or cell phone or
I just
iPad?
have, the only thing that's set up with my information is my cell phone and my laptop.
Really?
Everything else is under my roommates.
Everything else is what?
Under my roommates.
Under his roommates.
Love
And
it.
that's intentional?
No, he's just taking advantage of a generous roommate. How about you?
I have a smart TV that's connected to my various, like, Netflix type things, an Alexa, a phone, a computer, I guess a Kindle or something like that.
So you're close to maybe 6?
Yeah.
Which is about average. So, what is the difference between Internet of Things and traditional technology?
And what do you mean by traditional?
Internet of Things, Alexa, your smart TV, the temperature finger on your wall that monitors it automatically, the Ring doorbell, the refrigerator that has a connected camera so if you're in public, so you can say, oh, I forgot, do I need butter? Or do I need a good bottle of Glenfiddich? You know, that kind of thing. So that's an Internet of Things. It's something that does not require human interaction. You set it, forget it. Okay? So in other words, all of us are pretty much always on, always connected. We're pretty much tethered. I like to tell a story. I have a cousin. She's a little bit flighty, but she's one of my favorites because she's so much fun to party with. She called me up the other day and she says, guess what? This is a true story. She says, I lost my cell phone. I said, oh my God, did you report it? No, I just spent 15 minutes looking for it with a flashlight on my cell phone. It had become an extension of her. She forgot she was even carrying it around. So. Anyway, so mobile devices, Internet of Things, they're small computers. They have processing power. They can have memory. They can send and transmit and save data. They're also susceptible to loss because of their small size, loss and theft. And in order to enable security controls, or the ones that we usually do in our traditional systems, is impossible because of the limited power they have, battery life, and some of their functions that they do. So, what do you want to do? You want to make sure that you either change the default password on the Internet of Things, you want to change the default account, if you have a tablet, smartphone, whatever, it's enabled with a PIN, fingerprint, swipe, or some type of password. Believe it or not, on the cell phones, you can install antivirus software, and I recommend you do it, especially with the Androids. Windows and Androids are the top 2 devices that can hack the most
And here
often.
at the university, do we provide for
We
their
do.
cell phones for their antivirus or their laptops?
They do it for the laptops, and that's McAfee. For your cell phones, you can, there's a plethora of free ones that are very good. Just go up into the Google Play Store, and do a search and look at the ratings and download those, whichever one of those. I don't recommend you download Kaspersky. Government's finding out with the Russian connections that it's filtering data. So mobile banking, how many of you do mobile banking or online banking? It's easy, 24/7 access. You don't have to try and find a bank to drive to. 70% of consumers bank online. I'm one of them. 91% of those prefer the app. So you want to download it from your bank's website. Or if the bank provides you to a link to the Apple or to Android. You don't want to go search for it on the Google Play or the thing. You want to go through your bank, so that's legitimate. You want to make sure and monitor your account regularly. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes a bank will make a mistake, and it's going to be up to you to prove that they made that mistake, or that you had funds withdrawn and didn't authorize those funds. You know, or if you had funds put in your account, that might be a different story, although you got to report that too. So, also, you don't want to use public Wi-Fi when you're doing online banking or shopping. Why is that?
Moving right into the Wi-Fi, the server.
Public Wi-Fi is wide open, everything is sent in the clear. So I recommend if you're going to be doing anything out in the public, you use your cell carrier service. So, okay, you want to be cautious of online coupons and texts. Quite often they have malware embedded in them, which can affect you. Where are we at? I'm going really quick.
Social media presence.
Yep, social media presence, you want to be careful. There's, I think, over 10 types of social media networks. You want to do your research if you're looking for things to find out which one you want, how much information you want to share what you're comfortable with. So key risks are geotagging. I have a lot of friends, and I'll be looking on Facebook, and sure enough, Steve and Carol are at Freaky Frog for lunch. I mean, it just automatically will tag them. So you want to turn that feature off, because people don't, you know, you don't want to share that with everybody. In the audience, be careful of who you friend. And I think you all are pretty good about that. You're pretty choosy. And you know what? Clean your friends list up. Don't be afraid to use that delete button. If you haven't talked to them or seen them online for quite a while, chances are they, you know, who knows? Just clean it up. Get rid of it. The same with your cell phone. If you've got a lot of apps on there, remove the apps you're not using. Those apps can be a threat to some of the accounts that you have online. So just be careful of that. So that basically, I just ask that you stop before you're gonna download, do your research, make sure you know what you're downloading, and then I want you to think about how you're gonna use it, how you're gonna set your privacy and security parameters, and then connect, so you can have a good experience. So it's been a joy working with you guys. I enjoyed the Jeopardy game. And I want to thank Dr. Rushnick. Last year when we came in, we mentioned that we had some student openings. And because of Dr. Rushnick, we have 3 wonderful students this year. And
Well, I could recommend them.
I think probably possible that this next spring semester, we may have an opening, it just depends. But we will for sure have an opening next fall. So if any of you are interested and you want to dip your toes in the career of information security, we'd love to have you apply.
And how many people do you have in your group now?
We have 3 students and we have, I can't add,
More.
7.
And you're responsible for the entire university or the Coral Gables campus or also the medical?
I am responsible for the entire university.
Wow.
So, yeah. I have a lot of support, I have a lot of partnership, a lot of help. I don't
Thank you
do it
very
alone.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.